All right, welcome back to another video. Today we will be discussing hot starts, slow starts, whatever. Are we buying or selling them? We're going to start with the 1-8 Memphis Grizzlies. who would have thunk it? Are you guys buying or selling?
I am gonna sell it because it looked really bad. I don't want to sell it, but the fact that Steven Adams got ruled out for the season, and the fact that they got the most recent defense of the years, and their defense still looks bad. They're letting teams like the Jazz put up 133 points. Teams like the Blazers, when they're like missing two of their best guys, put up 115. It doesn't really speak for them. The Jazz put up 127 again. So the Jazz are like putting up an average of 130 on the Grizzlies. Yeah, the Utah Jazz. I don't know. They have a lot of good players. Um, I don't know where I'm going with this because I actually don't know if I'm buying or selling. I don't want to be part of the business. I don't want to buy or sell. I want to be just not involved. So let me know
Stay
what
away
your
from the
business
Grizzlies.
moves are.
They stay away from the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
I agree. If I had to choose one just based off my predictions and what I think they can be, I'm gonna sell this one because you still have Morant gonna come back later this season. Kennard hasn't been hitting his shots too well yet either, so I'm hoping he picks that up very soon. That'll help a lot. And I mean, I really think they need to they shop for center for Biyombo to replace Adams for the season. They need to go shopping for a point guard now. And I think if they can go shopping for at
That's
least
the business they need right
a
there.
decent point
That's
guard,
the business.
this sell will be great. And they just need someone like Tyus Jones who can just play make for them, basically. That's all they need right now. That's the biggest thing they're missing. And because of that, they just don't know what they're doing almost. But I'm gonna sell this and I'm gonna hope for the best.
Yeah, I think for the most part, they thought Marcus Smart was just going to take over that Tyus Jones role. He has not been able to. Yeah, like you said, the defense, which was expected to be, we thought it was going to be number one. Two defensive player of the years. What could go wrong? It has not been good. The offense has not been good. Desmond Bain looks
What
really.
did I say though? John Morant being out is gonna really affect them.
That's not what you said, Ding Dong. You said they're gonna have to
Yes, I
adjust when he
did.
comes back.
You
I
said
said
when
they're gonna do bad when Jaw is injured or gone, and when he comes back, they're still gonna struggle for a little period of time.
All right, go ahead, guys. Go watch the video right now, and we'll see what Valentine said. Continue, Valentine. What's your business with the Grizzlies?
So clearly, I did not understand sell or buy because I thought sell was like if they're doing bad, and but uh, so I'm doing the opposite of sell. Clearly, buy whatever. I'm kind of
So you
confused at
think they're
this
gonna be
point.
bad all season?
so you're buying their slow start.
You think they're
Yeah,
suck?
1-8, man, is just terrible. They're the worst in the league right now. How can you be worse than the Hornets, the Bulls, the Pistons?
Don't sleep on those
The
teams, bro.
Wizards.
Don't sleep on those teams.
The Wizards. I just didn't think it was possible.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was possible.
Can I
But the
point
Grizzlies
something
made
out
it
to you?
possible.
Again, I don't even want to do business. Just so you know, the first two games of the season were by far their best two games. They lost to the Pelicans by 7 points. A healthy Pelicans team, which is one of the best teams in the league when they're healthy. Then the next time they went up at home against the Nuggets, who were amazing, won the championship, and only lost by 4. Then after that, things went down.
Yeah.
After that, things went down.
Yeah, and
I,
for nothing go.
I don't think they have the motivation right now. Like they have no motivation. It seems like to win. They are just kind of out there playing basketball, waiting until John Morant's back, and then they'll pick it up.
You see like spurts of it. They went on like a 28-4 run yesterday.
They're going on
Well,
crazy
that's how they
runs.
won that one game they beat two against the Blazers. They had like a 30-4 run to win the game by like 4.
Oh, no, almost also negative runs against them.
You see spurts of the excellence, but they just can't sustain it. I'm going to
Yeah.
sell just because Ja is coming back, and he's top 20 player. But
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
looking at their numbers, their 3-point percentage is 33%. I think that'll pick up. Like we said, where we expected their defense to be the best in the league right now, it's the 20th in the league. I think they will pick that up. I really do think they're gonna come back. And like Lauren said, their first two games were close games against top teams. And I think that didn't help them at all. I think that drained their energy and they were like, what the heck? Like what we have to wait for a job. But I think they're gonna have to start picking that up before Ja comes back, and I think they can. And once those numbers go back to where they definitely can be, considering who they have on their team, they're gonna come back faster than you guys think, I think.
All right, got three sellers and one buyer.
Yeah, okay. Well, so we're gonna shift the tone a little bit, go to a team that's somewhat overachieving. We're gonna talk about the 7-2 Dallas Mavericks. You guys buying or selling? The hot start.
I'm selling again. I don't think they're gonna stay this good. We see they have a lack of bigs, and we've seen they have had a few players like Derrick Jones Jr. and Grant Williams and even Tim Hardaway Jr. all having a really good start to this season. They're great players, but I don't see them averaging 20 points throughout the whole season. So I think those numbers will go down, and that'll affect the team as well. And we see that they have a lack in big men, which obviously might not be a problem, but I do think for the way they play, it might affect them a little bit more than some other teams. But I'm not selling that they're gonna stay this good in the West or in the league.
Yeah, the Mavs are interesting because they haven't really beat like a super good team yet. The Nets are pretty good, but that required, a miracle Luka bank shot and a miracle Luka game. I mean, those are going to happen, so you can't take that off. You can't take it away from them. But I just feel like if you're relying on Luka and Grant Williams to shoot 50% from three, same with Derrick Jones Jr. I don't know. I just don't think. I think they're a solid team. They're a playoff team. I think they've shown that the offense is always going to be really good with Luka and Kyrie, but I don't think the defense can keep up with the likes of Denver and whoever else you put at the top of the West. I really don't know who else besides Denver is at the top at the moment, but yeah, I just don't think they're. I'm not going to say they're frauds necessarily. I'm just not going to say I'm buying the 2 seed in the West type thing. What you think, Valentin?
I'm buying it, man. I don't think they're this high. Or will be like crazy high, but I think they have a chance of being top 5. And here's why. So Luka, I think his progression in points will just go slightly down, but not much down. But Kyrie's progression or effectiveness has not been very high, not as expected as what he should be doing necessarily. At a 43% field goal with 21 points, I'm expecting a higher field goal from Kyrie. Same with his 3-pointer is at a 33, which isn't very good. I'm expecting a little more from Kyrie. Yeah, I just think they'll be a little worse, or like they're not going to be this high, I don't think, but I think they're going to be a really good team.
Well, yeah, I'm selling. Or no, I'm selling.
Yeah.
They're not gonna stay this good. It's pretty simple. They even with how good they've been, they're still barely beating teams that are definitely on the mediocre scale. The only 2 somewhat impressive wins have big asterisks next, and they beat the Clippers in the play-in tournament. They killed them. However, the Clippers have not looked great at all, especially with James Harden. Then they have a win against the Magic, who's a young team, but nah. I'm not. With all these teams that are going to get better, talented, they're just not going to keep this rolling. I mean, obviously they have talent for play-in, maybe 6 seed, but they're not going to stay where they're at.
Quick camera change, but we're back. We're going to talk about the Lakers next. 4-5 start. Looking a little shaky. You buying or selling this slow start?
Me personally, I'm selling this one again. They have some injury problems they've been dealing with. Rui Hachimura just played his 3rd game. Out of the 9 they've played, he missed a few games with a concussion. Gabe Vincent's out. Vanderbilt's been out, and they've been kind of still trying to figure out their rotation a little bit. Reeves hasn't had a great start to the season, but he came off the bench the other night, and he had a really good production off the bench. Cam Reddish had a really good production as a starter. I'm not sure Cam Reddish's will necessarily stick up to that the whole season, but there's definitely good flashes the Lakers have shown, and they're still trying to figure things out. And also, like I said, they've been dealing with some injuries. And I think once they get that settled, and the 4-5 start isn't like horrible like the Grizzlies. So they're still up in that running to the 8th seed right now. So I'm selling this, and I think they're still going to go up, and they're going to figure things out and become healthier and get some more wins throughout the season.
All right, Lauren.
I got to sell too. I give them some of the guys back. 4 and 5.
Mhm.
They started way worse last season. And the same team that went to the Western Conference Finals. So they still made it. They're only gonna get better. Injury. I gotta sell. Like there's a lot of things I hate right now from them, but 4 and 5 isn't that bad. And I think they're only gonna
Yeah.
do better. So
Yeah.
I gotta sell.
So I'm not necessarily buy. I'm not saying they're going to be a 500 team. I still think they're a top 5 team in the West. But the problems that they have, I think, could persist. Sometimes they struggle to score the ball. And they don't have, Gabe Vincent has not lived up to the billing thus far. Austin Reeves hasn't. I think with the Austin Reeves move to the bench, that could be interesting. But like you said, Marvin, Cam Reddish, I don't think is a starter for a championship quality team. I don't think he's consistent enough. But I like the concept of Austin Reeves coming off the bench, 3-and-D wings surrounding LeBron and AD. But yeah, so I'm hesitantly buying. I think they're going to struggle, or not necessarily struggle. I think the same struggles will persist, but I still think they'll rack up some wins here. Valentine, what do you think?
I think that Marvin loves selling stuff, But yeah, bringing up to the Lakers point, I don't know. I think I'm actually gonna. It's so tough, man. I think I'm buying it.
Valentine loves to buy.
Yeah, he does.
Lakers or LeBron has been fantastic. Has been their best guy, which is a little concerning. Also not because LeBron, but it's a little concerning when you have Anthony Davis on the team.
Yeah.
He's not been very good this season. Austin Reeves, they wanted a big spotlight from Austin Reeves. They want him to showcase his true talent. Gets moved to the bench. He was not able to do it. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like anything's working out the way that they want, and they can't figure it out quite yet. And I don't know. I think they'll be a little better. They're going to figure it out, I think, for the season. Anthony Davis, dude, I don't know. Anthony Davis is just inconsistent. That's the issue.
We've seen reports, or at least I've seen, that they're looking to add a 3rd star, which I think is kind of the opposite of what they should be doing right now. I think they need to add more, good depth. Like LeBron, like the whole plan for him to play less than 30 minutes a game this season, that made 0 sense from the start. He's LeBron. He's got to play. But when he does play, they look very good. And so they just need to get, I think, another quality starter level player or bench level player that will, that could help the offense out because they struggle to score when LeBron's not on the floor. So maybe another point guard, maybe like a Tyus Jones,
And what I've been saying for a while is Dennis Schroeder is going to be a big part of why they're going to be bad. And I think it's been showcasing this season. Dennis Schroeder's value to the Lakers is huge. He was one of the most important players to the Lakers while they went on that run to the playoffs. And him leaving, I just don't think D'Lo and Austin Reeves can do it like Dennis Schroeder did it. Dennis Schroeder's defensive mindset, he kind of got everyone going. Dennis Schroeder was always like the hype guy. I think Dennis Schroeder was really the key for them to going to the championship, and they lost him.
Yeah. Well, so they try to replace him with Gabe Vincent, and Gabe Vincent has had a rough start. So yeah, I think backup point guard is probably their biggest need. Yeah, then maybe another wing. I don't know. Yeah.
I don't want to be a dead horse here, but yeah, it's pretty simple. They're missing Dennis Schroeder, like Vonley said, and more specifically, and this is what Dennis brought, playmaker, like you said, and you said it, you nailed it in the beginning, 3-and-D. But
yeah,
who's an actual 3-and-D guy they have on the team? Name one. Name one.
Taurean Prince.
Rui Hachimura this season.
They got one.
Rui Hachimura's defense has picked up this season as well.
Yeah, he's
It's
a good
still
defender.
not. He's
It's
still
just
not
not
3-D.
Dennis
I would
Schroeder's
say.
level.
No,
There's
but the
just
other thing,
nobody.
too, the other thing
They don't
too,
have a playmaker besides AR. He'll be great off the bench. They need a true 3 and D. Cam Reddish is not a good reliant 3-point shooter. We saw this. We knew this beforehand too, and they need a true 3 and D guy, and then they need a playmaker off the bench when LeBron's not on the court. AR can bring that, so that could be really good for them. Hopefully he can. He's been disappointing so far.
yeah, another thing too, though. I mean, he's not a good 3-point shooter, but like I said, Vanderbilt's on the bench. I think we can all agree he is a top tier defender. So they're missing on that a lot as well on the defensive side. He has a great defensive impact and even rebounding. I also heard you guys were saying there's been rumors of them possibly adding a third star. This take probably doesn't mean much, but Lil Wayne, what he said is they should trade Davis instead of going to add a third star, but get rid
Yeah.
of Davis. Which
Well,
I
they
don't
just
think that is
extended
quite the
him.
answer though either.
Yeah.
And right now Davis actually is the 4th best player in efficiency rating. So
Yeah, I mean, AD is probably if we had to vote right now, he's the defensive player of the year. I mean, he's averaging almost 4 blocks. No,
3 blocks and a steal.
yeah, I mean, he's amazing. It's just the offense is inconsistent. But that's just because everyone was talking about him taking the reins from LeBron, which it's not going to happen. But yeah, I think, like Lauren said, point guard or playmaking and shooting. Lakers are close though. I'm just not exactly going to say that they are fine. The next squad we got is the 6-3 Indiana Pacers. Marvin, what do you think?
I love it. I don't know if they're quite gonna stay at the 3 seed. But in the playoff predictions, I had them, I believe it was being the 7th seed coming, or they were even the 6th seed, and I had them beating the Cavs, which you guys thought was crazy. They beat them twice this season, but my point still stands in the fact that they're gonna be a good team. Especially right now, I definitely think they can stay at least top 6. So I don't know if we would consider that buying or selling that team, but I think they're definitely showcasing what they can be and what they are. And like last season, they had a pretty good season too, and then Halliburton missed games and they had a big fall off with that. So hopefully Halliburton can stay healthy and play the majority of their games to be able to stay amongst the top in the East.
I'm not totally sure what their ranking in offensive efficiency is, but I'm guessing it's at the top. I mean, I feel like they've scored 140 points like 4 times this year.
They are
They've never scored less than 100 points, and they're like
Yeah.
they must be averaging like 120 per game.
they're
Yeah.
averaging 126 points per game, which is the most amongst any team. And
Yeah.
then their defense also allows a lot of points right now too, though.
Yeah.
So, but they
Yeah.
still win games.
Yeah, I mean their offense has been unstoppable. They score. That's the one thing that you could depend on them. I think I'm a buyer. At the beginning of the season, I wouldn't say I was a doubter. I had them as my 8th seed, but I didn't think they would be quite this good, and I think they can do it. Tyrese, he's an MVP candidate. I don't think he'll win, but I think he's up there. He's probably the best playmaker in the league at the moment. Turner, an elite center. I mean, not elite, but he is a top 10 starting center in this league. And,
Well-rounded, and he can do most things you need to do.
yeah, I mean, shot block, stretch the floor. That's what everyone wants, And then the team is incredibly deep. Obi Toppin, one of my favorite pickups. Ben Mathurin, Buddy Hield.
Bruce
Jerice
Brown.
Walker isn't even playing. Yeah, Bruce Brown. Yeah, I mean Bruce Brown's been amazing this year. Jerice Walker, the rookie, isn't playing a whole lot. He's someone who I thought would get more minutes, but there's just not minutes for him. But they're winning, and I'm a buyer for sure.
Mhm.
I'm buying too, baby. I'm doing business with the Pacers. Yes, please.
Let's go.
I'm buying the Pacers. I was buying before them. I was hoping. I knew the potential was there, and they just took a big dub against the Bucks. Tyrese Halliburton is an animal. So give me some Pacers, man.
What you think,
Malcolm?
Valentine?
So let me just tell you this: they're not going to be top 3 seed, not even top 5. I'm selling. This is bizarre. They beat the Bucks by 3. Yes, Giannis had a great game. Damian Lillard was out. Chris Middleton didn't have the best game. And they only won by 3. Tyrese Halliburton still had an amazing game. Turner had a pretty good game. I I just think this is absurd to think they're going to be that good. That is crazy with the teams that are in this league right now. That is crazy. Cavs I could name better. Bucks going to be better. Why am I blanking on East teams? Goodness.
Celtics.
Sixers, Celtics. Those are all going to be better. Knicks, I think, will be better.
Okay.
You think Atlanta's better?
Also, for the record, I don't
No.
know why you say Middleton had a bad game. He went 7 for 13, and Giannis, they survived a 54-point,
Yeah.
19 for 25 Giannis game. I don't really
I
know.
said
where-
Giannis was amazing. Giannis was
They
amazing.
survived a 54-point Giannis game, and Chris Middleton
Well,
played great. I don't know what you're talking
your
about.
point is invalid though, because so Giannis had 54. Dame didn't play, but Giannis basically scored the amount of points they would have scored with Dame.
No, it's different, obviously, without Dame. It's
Yeah.
It
a
is a different
team,
effectiveness to the team.
but like it's the Bucks. Like we know how good the Bucks are. And Middleton played great. I don't know what you're talking about. He went 7 for 13.
How many turnovers did he have? The Bucks in general had a lot of turnovers.
Giannis had 8 turnovers.
Giannis himself had 8.
Yeah. He had like
But
4 at the end.
Middleton had just 2.
Well, either way, I think you're crazy bouncing.
The pace is not going to be that good. I don't think Halliburton will stand up to this type of skill level.
He did that all last season.
Well, not to quite this effect, but yeah.
This efficiency is just, I don't think he's going to keep up with this efficiency and the teams. I think there's a lot more teams that will just surpass him throughout this season. I think it's crazy to think they'll be top 5.
I didn't hear
or
your
top 3.
response. I didn't hear your response to. Do you think Atlanta's better?
I don't think so.
Okay, so first off, with Halliburton, he's shooting 50% and 40% from threes. That's what he does every season. So I think that'll hold up. And the other thing I like about the Pacers too is they've been in a lot of close games, but they've also shown that they can finish out games and win those games. Which can be scary because they're getting to that spot. In some cases, it's good for them. In some cases, they shouldn't have been there. But at least they're proving that they can still close those games out. And I think that means a lot, especially for a young team like the Pacers.
Every team gets to those too, and they've had a lot of blowups too, which is part of the resume of why I'm buying on this, because they've had lots of 20-point blowups already. And then when every once in a while happens to every team, you come in those close situations, and they've taken, I think, all of them but one.
Who are their losses to?
So,
Hornets, the
Hornets
Celtics.
won without the Celtics.
Celtics killed them. The Celtics was
Yeah.
Celtics, and they had no Halliburton. Not that they would have
Yeah.
necessarily won that, probably not. But
And
you
the
know.
Bulls.
And the Bulls. Yeah. I mean, oh, you had something to say, Bronson?
and going to your reference or what you said, Marvin, earlier about the Cavs. So first time they beat them, there was no Darius Garland, there was no Donovan Mitchell, there was no Jared Allen. They won by 12. Okay, they should have won by 25, but they couldn't. They're not capable.
Okay.
Second game, I think.
They were all healthy the second game. They all played that one.
Garland's first game back from injury. Allen came back from injury. They're trying to get back into this rhythm. And they barely won.
I don't know. They're still NBA players at the end of the day. Any win is a tough win. Yeah, I'm not gonna take away from the Pacers' wins, just because there's players missing, because that's gonna happen all year long, and they showed that they can close out those games. The Cavs nearly came back on them that game, but and the old Indiana Pacers, they would have crumbled. The new Indiana Pacers, they stuck in there. They won the game. Tyrese hit some big shots in both the games against the Cavs. Yeah, I'm a buyer. So let's move on though to another surprising East team. Well, maybe not surprising. But I think a lot of us thought they were going to maybe implode. We made a whole video on it after all. But it's the 7-1 Philadelphia 76ers, buying or selling.
I think I'm buying this. I think it's similar scenario to the Pacers. They probably won't end as the 1 seed. You have the Celtics and Bucks in there as well, but I think they can finish the season out as a top 3 team. I said this already. Harden, I think without Harden, they're going to be great, and they've been fantastic. Maxi's been fantastic. Embiid's been playing up to the MVP caliber player as well. And Kelly Oubre, Tobias Harris, their role players are playing really well too. And based off the way they look, I think they look fantastic. And I think this kind of play is a lot better than they've had with Nick Nurse coaching now. They're moving the ball a lot more. Everyone's getting shots, and they're able to get a lot better shots than I think they have been in the past with forcing some shots, maybe with Harden or Embiid. But I like the way they look, and I think this can hold up to an extent. Obviously, like I said, I think they can be like the 3 seed, but I think they'll stay among the top in the East.
Yeah. I mean,
I,
go ahead, Valentine.
I don't know if I'm buying or selling this. Because like I think they'll be a little worse just because Kelly Oubre has almost had a perfect season.
Mhm.
He
He's had
started
multiple
off
bad games.
amazing.
He had a
He
game
started
with
off
like
amazing.
0 points like just the other night.
One
know,
game,
but
great
in
job.
general,
Every other game,
yeah.
7 for 13 field goals, 6 for 9 field goals. He has been amazing. I don't think he's going to keep that up. He will decrease a lot. Tobias Harris, I think, will decrease a lot. I think Maxey will decrease a little bit, just a little bit. I just don't think they're going to be as good as they are right now. But that's why I'm not buying or selling because I think they'll still be an amazing team. They're just going to go down maybe like 1 seed, like or to the 3rd seed or something.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, I still think the 1 seed is the Celtics to lose. But the Sixers, I mean, they're defending at a high level. Obviously they got Joel Embiid. They got Maxey who's scoring his butt off. I mean, he's playing his butt off just in general. Tobias is looking like Tobias pre James Harden, where he kind of looked to create his own shot. He almost made an All-Star game that last year without James. And then obviously, like you said, Kelly Oubre is playing his butt off. I mean, he's playing. Actually, compared to his contract, was it 3.5 billion? Oh, not billion, million. I mean, he's definitely living up to the billion, and more. But yeah, their depth is good. Obviously, they gained like all of the Clippers' depth with that trade. They got trade assets with picks. I think they could do a lot. I think they could be a top 2 seed for sure. So I guess I'm buying, but yeah, I'm not buying 1 seed at
Yeah.
all.
I have a question for y'all. They're playing the Pacers actually next game.
Mm.
What do y'all think the outcome will be? Who do you think is gonna win?
Could be
Yeah, I'll take Sixers for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think
it's easy.
Sixers. Like I said, I think the Sixers will be a 3 seed behind the Celtics and Bucks. So right, based off that would put the Sixers as the win. But I think either team can definitely come out with that win.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be an easy win by any means.
Mm-mm.
But at the end of the day, I'll take the team that I think is better.
Yeah. Lauren, what about you with the Sixers?
I'm buying it. Like, not number 1 seed. They're good though. They're not imploding. Everyone's looking really good. They've all the guys said like the off season, like it wasn't like a dramatic off season. Like James Harden was professional, all the players. They all had good spirits. They've kind of been used to this with Ben Simmons. So that's a big reason of why they've looked so good. And so they're just gonna keep taking it. I don't think they're necessarily 1 seed, but they're not moving down from being a top 3 East team to being kind of around 6 seed. Like we kind of had thought, like I had thought. So I'm buying that they're good. They're not gonna win at a 7-1 rate, obviously. They're probably not gonna be 1 seed either, but I'm buying.
I got a question for Lauren and Marvin. Do y'all think they're still better without Joel Embiid?
Bro, we never said they're better without Joel Embiid, dude. We've always said talk about trading Embiid.
Y'all
Your
always,
question should they trade Embiid? Is that your question?
yeah, sure.
Yeah,
Y'all
Right now,
said
how they're
they were
looking,
better.
they're looking really good. I think it's too early to say because again, the biggest asterisk next to Joel Embiid's name is playoff success, and so it's really just how ready do they feel to actually make an impact in the playoffs.
but I feel like this is the most well set up team besides the team with Jimmy Butler to make a deep run, just because of the vast depth they
I
have.
agree. I agree. I'm liking what I'm seeing a lot right now. They're looking a lot better than I think any of us
Yeah,
expected.
Yeah.
for sure.